Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Today we're going to be diving into the Elder Dragon, a new champion that is going to be added in the patch coming later this week. Riot has revealed their star powers, as well as explained some of the parts of their kit that wasn't entirely clear when they were first revealed. So we're going to be kind of reviewing what the Elder Dragon actually is, and further clarifying some of the parts of his kit that weren't too clear, and talking about his star powers and how they should impact him. So first up, taking a look at the Elder Dragon himself. 12 cost dragon, 10/10 with Fury. The origin, we're going to get into that right after this, but I cost 1 less for each different dragon boon you've played this game, and then play every dragon boon on me. Now his level up is your allies have attacked with 75 or more total power. Now before, I slightly misunderstood this. I thought that this would have to happen once he was actually on the board, but this is actually more similar to Jack's level up condition, where even if he's not on the board, it is still being progressed. So throughout the entire game, just as you're attacking, this will be leveling up. So while this is still a large amount of power, this won't actually be that difficult of a level up to achieve. You still will have to put some effort in, still will take a little while, but if the game goes long enough, you should easily be able to activate this. Now for that origin, let's go take a look at that right now. So the origin aspect of the dragon, you may put any followers in your deck that cost 6 or more into your deck during deck building. Not really going to affect us as Path of Champions players. But then when you play a unit with 6 or more base cost, so even if it's cost reduced, you're going to pick one of 2 dragon boons when you play it. So if you play something that had a base cost of 6, when you play it, it's going to pop up with 2 different dragon boons, and you get to select one of them to play on your unit. So those dragon boons, what are they? Let's go take a look at those. So here are the different dragon boons. There's 6 of them, so every time you play a unit, you're going to get a random selection, or a unit over 6 or more base cost. You're going to get a random selection of 2 of these, and you're going to be able to choose one to actually add to your unit. And these all also count as skills, so any modifier that triggers because of skills will trigger from these. So up first we have the Chemtech Blight, grant Deathless. That means the first time your unit would die, they instead are stunned and put to 1 HP. Cloudbringer's Grace, grant Challenger. Hextech Prowess, grant 1/1 and impact twice. Infernal Might, grant 1/1 and Fearsome. Oceanic Will, heal allies in your Nexus 2. Or the Mountainous Vigor, grant 1/1 and Tough. Now remember, all of these are going to be triggered on your Elder Dragon when you play him, but then also whenever you're playing those 6 or more cost units, you're going to be able to play one of these on that unit. So nice to buff up your already powerful units, and essentially every time you play one of your units that is 6 or more cost and you play one of these dragon boons, you're reducing down the cost of your Elder Dragon. Because remember, right here, as part of his passive, I cost 1 less for each different dragon boon you've played this game. So throughout the game, you are going to get some of that passive cost reduction going on, which is quite nice, although you will have to be playing some pretty big cards to get that cost reduction. He is definitely more of a late game deck. Let's look at his level up form though. So his level up form, he's now 30/30 with the text of I cannot be stopped. Now 30/30, that's enough to one-shot the Nexus most of the time. And I cannot be stopped, this wasn't 100% clear on what this would really mean, but Riot has recently clarified it, so let's go take a look at that now. So right here, Riot clarified that Elder Dragon cannot be removed from the board, blocked, or negatively modified. So you play this, and then when you attack, he is essentially just going to one-shot the Nexus. So I think putting a Crown Guard Inheritance on him will be very important, because as soon as you level up, you want to get that rally, attack, and just close out the game. So now that we know how Elder Dragon really functions, let's go take a look at his star powers. Alright, so right here at the top, you can see his first star power is allies with a base cost of 6 or more, cost 1 less. So just having some basic cost reduction pretty good, because remember, every time you're playing one of those cards that costs 6 or more, you're essentially getting some cost reduction down on your Elder Dragon. Your 2-star +1 starting mana, when you play a base 6 cost ally, play a random dragon boon on it. So now you're already getting a dragon boon when you are playing a 6 cost unit baseline by playing with the Elder Dragon in your deck. So you're already getting one naturally, but now you're getting an extra one from this second star power. And remember, every time you play a dragon boon, you're reducing down the cost of your Elder Dragon. So now, instead of getting 1 cost reduction every time you play a unit that has a base cost of 6 or more, you're getting 2 cost reduction on your Elder Dragon. And then if you're 3-star, allies with a base cost of 6 or more now cost 2 less. So something that would normally be a 6 cost is now going to be a 4 cost. And then this should also trigger for your Elder Dragon. So now instead of being a 12 cost champion, is now a 10 cost, which then every time you play a 6 cost unit is going to get reduced down by 2 more. This will be a lot of fun. We'll have to see how his starting deck works, because as long as you can survive the first couple rounds, once you hit 4 mana, you can start pumping out these normally 6-cost dragons, or 6-cost units, which are going to be so powerful and are also reducing down your Elder Dragon, which once he hits the board is going to absolutely annihilate. It's going to be pretty funny because you're going to want to avoid like 5 and 4-cost units, because they're not going to get this cost reduction. And so playing a unit that's normally a 5 cost is actually going to be a waste, because you'd rather play something that's normally a 6 cost, because it'll get reduced down to like a 4 cost. So there's going to be some interesting situations where playing a unit for cheaper is actually going to be better, just because of how your star powers work. So it's going to be kind of an interesting interaction. I think these star powers are pretty simple, but will be quite effective. Cost reduction is so strong in Path of Champions, and I like the fact that you have some passive cost reduction that's just flat affecting everything 6 cost and higher. But then you also have an amount of active cost reduction of whenever you're playing one of these units right here, you're actively reducing down the cost of your Elder Dragon, which is going to be your main win condition. Also, Elder Dragon being Titanic is also going to work out amazingly with the Starforged Gauntlet, so you can start at 3 mana. So then the very next turn, you can start playing those normally 6-cost units for that 4 mana. And so I think Elder Dragon is going to be very, very strong with that Epic Relic. Looking forward to how he actually plays out. I do actually like these star powers quite a lot, and I think as long as he has a solid starting deck, then he's going to be very fun to play. I'm happy with the fact that Riot is adding more of these slower or more late game decks into the game, but they're actually making them feel a lot better to play. Because right now we do have some late game decks that they added a long time ago, such as like Ornn or Nasus, but most of those feel pretty bad. Where I think this is going to be like a late game ramp deck that actually is enjoyable and powerful, and you're not just getting stomped out and feel terrible when you're going up against Aurelion Sol or some of those more broken adventures and challenges. Overall, I think this is going to be a solid addition to the game. But let me know what you think of Elder Dragon so far, his kit, his star powers, and also let me know what champion you are most looking forward to. Personally, I'm most looking forward to Morgana, but I think all 3 of these champions look absolutely awesome. I look forward to seeing what Mordekaiser's star powers are once those get released. If you enjoy all this daily content I put out, definitely like and subscribe. We'll be covering everything with the new patch, so be sure to stay tuned to the channel if you're interested in that news, and I hope you all have a great day.